Hello again. Now we're talking about DRIPs, direct purchase investment programs for some companies. They have something called dollar cost averaging. The idea behind dollar cost averaging for DRIPs, say you wanted to buy Hawaiian Electric and you're going to buy $100 worth a month. And today it's $34, whatever it is. And tomorrow it's going to be $32, and then sometimes it's going to be $44, and then sometimes it's going to be $28, whatever it is. Over time, if you buy $100 a month, $50 every 2 weeks, or however you do it, you're going to buy more shares long term than if you paid for all the stock at once, because of the fluctuation in price going down. And they've had charts to show this. So if you start a DRIP, a direct purchase reinvestment program, and you did dollar cost averaging, it's better to buy $100 a month worth of a stock versus $1,200 in January. And that's because over time you will have more shares. Unless you time the market exactly right, you don't know when to spend your $1,200. But if you did $100 a month, or 15, or 25, 50, $100 a month, or if you had $1,000 a month, or whatever a month that you are able to invest, over time, you should be able to purchase more stock. Now, also, you could take the dividend and reinvest it. And so over time, you'll have more shares if you use dollar cost averaging. That's the general rule. It works. Now that doesn't work on things like, some people recently had spoken about this stock called GameStop. GameStop was a stock that's deals with videos like, I don't know whether video games like Pac-Man or whatever the video games were, old school video games. And so certain people thought that the old school video games that you purchased or rent or lease or however they did it was a thing of the 80s, and they were going to be going way down in value. So they did something called short the stock. They go to their broker and they sell the stock. And then it was their job to replace the stock that they sold at the lower price they were thinking, and then they would make money on the difference. Say it was $80 stock. Say one of the stocks were at $80, and they thought GameStop was going to go all the way down to $20. So they wait for it to be at $80, and then they say, well, short this stock for me. So they sell the stock, and then you have to replace the stock. And so you think it's going to go down to 20. Now the only problem was with that, or there's a whole bunch of people on Reddit who wanted to make a killing. So they said, let's all buy it. These guys are shorting the stock, let's all buy it. So everyone jumped in and piled on and got some stock called GameStop, and some other stocks too. And so the price went way up. Now, if you were buying that from dollar cost averaging, you would have had a certain amount in January, certain amount in February, certain amount in March, and you keep going on and going on and going on. So if something like this were to happen, where the price of the stock went through the roof, you want to buy so many shares. And if it went way down, you would buy more shares. So the idea of dollar cost averaging is supposed to iron out that little thing and wait for the dips. And then you buy some of it on the dips, and then some of it will be paid for when it was a little higher. Dollar cost averaging. So overall, it's supposedly increasing the number of shares at the end of the year, which for the most part would work unless people do something crazy like pile in on a stock to make it artificially high, or short it to make it artificially low. Now, all those people that bought GameStop and decided that they were going to take the long position and buy it all up did force the price up. And so the people that shorted the stock had to cover the difference, and they lost billions of dollars. Well, they lost billions of dollars. Certain of the individual made millions. In my opinion, that was fair. I don't particularly enjoy the big companies deciding to short stocks, and a lot of times they'll cause the price of that stock to go down. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. They will be manipulating the stock's price to go down. But the people who on GameStop who bought it did not lie to anybody, didn't say that, hey, this stock is going to go up because I feel it's going to go up in value. No, they just bought it. They said, okay, let's all buy it. Now, is it artificially growing up in price? Yep. Was that stock manipulation? No. They just wanted to do it. They said they weren't convincing people that the company's value was any more than the company's value. They just said, let's all pile in and buy it. Let's force the price up, and they did. And then other people saw GameStop going up, and they decided to buy it on their own. So they made some money. Dollar cost averaging will take care of that. There will be some dips and some heights during the year. Now, you could do a similar thing if you bought it every 2 weeks and you used your app, Robinhood. You could do it. You could do something akin to dollar cost averaging by every 2 weeks, or you can pick and choose. When the price of a stock goes down, you buy more of it. When it goes up, you choose to buy less of it. Dollar cost averaging is like an automatic, I'm going to have more stock at the end of the year if I do it this way, versus if I buy it all at the beginning of the year, which is probably true, because the prices will go down, will go up, will go down, will go up, and when it goes down, you get more, and when it goes a little up, you get less, but overall, you should get more. It seems to work. Usually. Now, if you check your stocks every day and you have Robinhood, or if you have a broker like Charles Schwab and you're looking at the stocks on a daily basis, you could also program your stocks to buy only at a certain price. I did that. On the one stock that I did that on was the the quantum computer stock. I left it in there for, I left execution in there for 60 days. I wanted the price to go buy it at $7.55, and it was like at 9 or 10 or something like that. And so it took months for it to go down to the price that I wanted to buy it at, and then I bought the shares automatically, because I put it in as not a market price, but a fixed price. And you can do that with some stops. You know, it's called stops and puts. If it goes too high, you want to sell it. At a certain price, you want to sell it. And if it goes too low, sometimes you want to buy it when it hits a certain low price. And then you want to sell it when it hits a certain high price. That way you can, using stops and puts, one is buying and one is selling. You say, well, I want to put this on. If it gets to this price, I want to buy it. If it gets to this price, I want to sell it. So if you're looking at a stock that fluctuates and you want to just make profit, you say, I want it, when it goes down to $5, I'll buy 100 shares. And then when it goes to $9, I want to sell those shares. So you buy 100 shares at 5 and you sell them at 9. And you make 400, you can do that. But the market may not always get up to the $9. So you're taking a risk. Dollar cost averaging is the way to go if you want to put your life on automatic pilot. If you have a drip, if you have a company that you want to buy stock in, and you don't want to look at it every 15 minutes or every day, you can overall increase the number of shares overall if you do dollar cost averaging. I want $100 a month of this stock. Boom. At the end of the year, you'll have more than you would have, most likely, unless the price of the stock just keeps going up and up and up and up. And in that case, you're still doing okay, because you're always making money. You're not getting as many shares. Dollar cost averaging. Now, if you have more time on your hands and you use a broker like Charles Schwab or Vanguard, or one that doesn't charge fees, you can look at your shares. You can determine how much money you want to buy of whatever stock you want to buy. And you can look at the shares. I want to spend $1,000 on ABC 123 stock. And so ABC 123 stock is at X right now, at a certain price. When it gets lower, I'm going to buy it. When it gets higher, I'm going to, not buy any. So you wait for ABC 123 to go down to $8 a share, and then you buy a whole bunch of it. You can do that too. If you are not taking the time, daily or hourly, to go online to look at the price of the stock, the easiest way to maximize your gains over time is dollar cost averaging. That's for people who want to use the drip. You can, like I said, you can do something similar to that with Webull, Robinhood, and I think there's one called Stash. I'm not sure. So you can do that. So I will say, God bless America.